Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, you're used to rain all the time over there in Orlando. It is a much less frequent occurrence here, yet wet weather squarely in the forecast this afternoon in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, pleased to be with you. Unfortunately, though, Mother Nature not really cooperating, Charles. The rain coming down. It's expected to do so throughout.
And whenever I talk to quarterbacks, they worry less about the rain and more about the wind. But you still have to take precautions. You still have to be prepared. The offense always feels like it has the advantage because they know where they're going when they make their cuts.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from Santa Clara. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. 49ers offense coming out here led by the 28-year-old quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, who turned 28 last month, and this is his first year as an every-week starter. You remember last season, all the hope, all the expectation, lost in week 3 to injury. But this year, I think he and the rest of this team, they've broken everyone's expectations, double-digit victories. And Jimmy Garoppolo's had a strong run game to rely on, but he's had some good performances himself, maybe most notably Week 14 out-dueling Drew Brees with a 4-touchdown performance in a big win at New Orleans. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And right away, he lost the football. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here we go. Wait, Hey, I'm coming after you.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He'll have a first down past the 40. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here we go. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Bound to lose one.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play calling, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Completes it to Samuel. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go up one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. The first carry for the North Texas man, it's Jeff Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Harrison Smith's play has been so good in the NFL that he demands the respect of everyone. And I remember a couple of years ago when we talked about the top safeties, his name didn't come up in the first group. It does now. I remember doing a game a couple of years ago where the Rams were trying a lot of razzle-dazzle stuff, and Mike Zimmer, his head coach, pretty much said, sick him to Harrison Smith, and he ended that in a hurry. He can play close to the line of scrimmage, can also cover deep.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. This from 54 yards away. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Now the Minnesota Vikings coming back out as they get the football here. It's been over 4 decades since the Vikings played in the Super Bowl, and you don't know if this is going to be the year that they get back, but there has not been a lot of talk about this Minnesota team. A double-digit win season and a lot of good teams in this conference, and I feel like they're a little bit under the radar, but top 10 in both offense and defense. You got dynamic players on both sides of the football. And we'll see what this Minnesota Vikings team can do down the stretch if they can make a little noise. One thing's for sure, they've been very good at home this season. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Off the play fake, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Play action now, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going to the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. San Francisco coming back out here, CD. This is a franchise that this year will end a 5-year playoff drought. That's the good news. great record, but it could have been even better, really. You think about some of the heartbreaking losses, overtime to Seattle, a field goal at the horn by Justin Tucker and the Ravens, and then that real shocker against Atlanta Week 15, Julio Jones, the touchdown, no touchdown right there at the goal line.
And that's the one that we shouldn't have been as surprised, only for this reason. They were so injured, so beat up, so many starters not playing in that game, and they took Atlanta to the limit, although I guess we would say Atlanta took them to the limit and found a way to win. But I do think that this 49ers team, with health in the playoffs, as dangerous as any team in the NFC.
18 yards, first down Niners.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
55, my God, 55.
On first down, here's Breida. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
From the 44, Garoppolo over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He's going to air one out, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They go play action. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
He's not going to get me.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
To throw, Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense.
Let's go.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Hey,
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
To throw is Garoppolo. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards there and a Niner first. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they are on the board, trailing now at 6-3. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run it again with Cook. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Cousins now. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, let's get that ball, team. Let's get that ball.
Now a run with Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. He's got Smith here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Cousins. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And with that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run again with Breida. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Right there, 54 Mike. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Got his target, Samuel. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one. And none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Now Cousins. Well, the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. enough time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 23.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
To throw is Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And
because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Now Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Again, it's Cousins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal. They come up in an offset eye. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Here's Cousins. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Bailey's kick is good. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
On first down, Garoppolo completes it to Coleman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
Here we go.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's put that team on the bus.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches.
We gotta get to the ball, D. We gotta get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Here we go. 50.
54.
Come on. You better bring it.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up through an opening, and there he goes. 20. And the Vikings are in for the touchdown. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Focus, defense, focus.
Cousins. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Garoppolo and the Niners now trailing 17-10. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180! Right, 54. Here we go.
Now Garoppolo. The Sanders has got it complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. Garoppolo to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Garoppolo now, 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. It's caught by Coleman. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Now Gold for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They start the drive with Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30. K'Wan Williams, the one that got him down. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Pass complete here to Sanders, and he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
In your face.
Breida, he'll try the right side. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here. Try to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. but they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part one is done, now part two. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. He won't go down. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Garoppolo over the middle to Kittle, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To throw is Garoppolo. That's caught. It's Coleman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
It's a jet sweep. Sanders. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
And not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They run with Breida. And an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This to win it in overtime.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.